sickle. Begin by placing instrument against counter, holding it in a modified pin grasp with face of blade parallel to floor. Begin with stone at heel of instrument, moving forward to toe, following vertical axis. Rotate your stone from 90 to 110. Begin with a downward stroke, light pressure, ending with a downward stroke. Repeat on opposite cutting edge, again from 90 to 110. Downward stroke, follow vertical axis. Evaluate for sharpness by removing sludge. Placing entire cutting edge, sticking it to the acrylic test rod without dragging. Moving on to the disc. Again, holding it in modified pin grasp, face of blade parallel to floor. Begin at the far right or left. Rock from 90 to 110. Follow curvature of blade. Repeat on opposite side, 110. Overlapping your last strokes to ensure that the blade is evenly rounded. Again, sticking entire cutting edge to acrylic test rod. For Barnhart, terminal shank will be placed perpendicular to floor against a countertop. Begin by placing stone against entire cutting edge, rocking back to 110. Begin with downward stroke, repeat 2 to 3 times. Repeat on opposite cutting edge. Making sure you're not moving forward in direction as there's no curvature. Should be sharpened against the entire cutting edge. To round the toe, begin at the junction, rock from 90 to 120. Using downward stroke, repeat stroke 2 to 3 times. Repeat on opposite junction from 90 to 120. Remove sludge. Evaluate sharpness of both cutting edges and toe. Sharpening of toe is done once every 4 to 5 sharpening cycles. Show you the opposite end of the instrument without rounding the toe this time. Tilt from 90 to 110. 1, 2, 3 strokes. Repeat. 110. Beginning and ending with that downward stroke. Light pressure. Checking both cutting edges. Gracie, 1, 2. Place face of blade parallel to floor. Locate lower cutting edge. Stone, start at heel, downward stroke to the toe following vertical axis. To round the toe, begin at the junction of the blade edge and the rounded toe. Rotate from 90 to 120. Follow curvature to the opposite side. I will repeat without sharpening the toe on the opposite end of the instrument. Begin with heel, downward stroke, follow axis to the toe, ending on downward stroke. Check both ends on test rod. Gracie 1314, face of blade parallel to the floor. Begin at the heel, rotate stone 90 to 110, follow to toe. Opposite end, locate lower cutting edge, rotate stone from 90 to 110. Heel to toe, rounding toe every 4 to 5 cycles. Evaluate for sharpness by sticking into acrylic test rod. And the last gray C1516, again face of blade parallel to floor. Locate lower cutting edge. Begin at heel, rotate stone from 90 to 110, downward stroke to toe, ending in downward stroke. Repeat on opposite end of instrument. Rotate stone from 90 to 110, 90 to 110, begin with downward stroke from heel to toe. Ending in downward stroke. Remove sludge. Acrylic test rod stick, tie your cutting edge to ensure sharpness. Again, sharpening, rounding toe as needed every 4 to 5 cycles.